In our previous video, we shared with you the best information about how to become great, based on one of the 3 books of Delois Wattles. Now, in this video, we will teach you all you need to know about the science of getting rich. The idea of a universal and infinite substance, from which everything exists. This theory has been tested by important people, who have had achievements in life, and has been shown to be true. Let's be fair, in this world we need wealth, in order for us to be able to experience life at its full potential. One of the purposes of life is to grow as a person, and to use all the things available to us to do that. To want to be wealthy is fair, only a sick man does not have wishes. Let's see 3 reasons people live for. 1. For the body. 2. For the mind. 3. For the soul. And all 3 reasons are equal. Neither can be fully satisfied, if one of them is ignored. All must be developed, and kept in balance. For example, you can't be happy if you have money and wisdom, but you lack love. And vice versa. Man cannot live happily, if for his body, he doesn't have the comfort, the food, or the necessary water, for the well-maintenance of his body. He cannot have a calm and cultivated mind, if he does not have access to books and objects to cultivate him mentally. As for the soul, he just needs love. It is perfectly normal, to want, to have, and to be more. This is the only way to thank God and society, including yourself. For that, there is a science of becoming rich, and this science has a set of laws on which it's based. By respecting them you can get rich, and by not respecting them, you can only become poorer. I've seen stupid people and smart people getting rich. It is easier for people to get rich by doing what they like, on the right places for their domain of activity. Becoming rich is a science of doing things a certain way, and it doesn't depend on your talent, or how economical you are, or a specific place. It just depends on how you do things. It is true that some businesses are already monopolized, but you can always find a field of activity, and improve it better than anyone. There are multiple opportunities, but we must focus on the collective need, and try to solve it. People are not poor because there isn't enough. There is more than enough for everyone. All things are infinite because they are made of infinite substance, the universal thought, and this has its own intelligence, that meets the needs of men. The shortcomings exist only because of the wrong focus of people's mind. The first principle of becoming rich is thought, because everything you see around you, first was created in the mind, and then in the physical world. First step is to understand that there is a universal substance, from which everything that exists is made of. Man is only an energy center, that has its own thinking with which it can modify, and transform matter according to its thought. Everything in the universe is created by universal thought. Everything created by man, it has its roots from thought of divinity, therefore, man is both the creator, and the tool of the divinity, by which he creates and manifests. As noted previously, man must do things and think in a certain way in order to get the results he wants. More precisely, to think in truth and not in appearance, but repeatedly, in universal truth. For example, if we focus on a disease, we will get the disease sooner or later. If we focus on poverty, we will experience it. But the good part is that it works also for the good things. If our focus is orientated towards wealth, abundance, it will manifest in our lives as well. Every thought that is in our mind, is also in the infinite substance, and these become reality. As a first step in becoming rich, man must believe in these fundamental supports. Quote, "There is a substance that has its own intelligence, that thinks and all things are made of. In its original state, allows, penetrates, and fills the whole universe. The thought of this substance, produces the thing imagined by thought." Man can form things in his mind, and by impressing the thought on the formless substance, he can cause the thing to be created, but he must set aside all the concepts of the universe, and fix it in the mind until it is something natural, and true for him. Repeat these statements until you truly believe them, and if doubt comes, drive it away as a sin. Believe in these words, no matter what you hear, or see from elsewhere. You strongly believe that this is the true reality, and your life will drastically change and better. You have to give up the idea that it is somebody who decides your destiny, and accept the idea that there is a substance, that makes up the universe, and is in everything that exists, including you, who wants to manifest in this world as intelligent, and as diverse as possible. Life itself multiplies towards development, and growth. Decide that life and the intelligent substance, want you to have more, to live more diverse, surrounded by as many objects and events that represent your thoughts. You want to be richer, to eat better, to visit the best places, and to experience as much as possible, but you do not want to be richer to dominate other people, or to do harm. Do not think about the competition, because the infinite substance does not take from others to offer you, it offers you from its unlimited stock. Get rich so that everyone else around you can benefit. Know that there is always wealth, even if you do not see it. Trust the intelligent power. Always think about these statements. There is a substance that has its own intelligence, that thinks and from which all things are made, that in its original state, allows, penetrates and that fills the whole universe. The intelligence of the substance produces the thing imagined by thought. You have to give more than you receive, not necessarily in money. As an example, this video was given to you for no cost, but offers a lot of useful information. If you sell something to a person, make sure that the thing you sell brings more value to the person than the money he paid for. When you want something, think that what you want is already on its way to you. And it comes in the most correct circumstances for everyone. This applies to absolutely everything you want. Money, objects, people, events, and so on. You have to believe that your desire to have more wealth is to become a more complete version of yourself. The desire to have and be more is God who wants to express himself through you, stronger and more diverse. Don't hesitate to ask for what you want. Get out of your head that you have to live in poverty. God has not finished his work, and always creates more through his infinite means. Once we understand that there is an intelligent substance from which all things are made, we must learn to connect with it. To connect with it, we need gratitude. To be able to do that, we must follow these steps. 1. To believe that there is an intelligent substance from which all things come. 2. To believe that this substance gives you everything you want. 3. To show maximum gratitude towards it. Gratitude is the key of receiving what we want, and it must be credited to the divinity, from which we receive absolutely everything. The more belief you give, the faster you get what you want. It is necessary to give gratitude for everything we encounter, and in this way, we will be satisfied and happy. At the same time, we will receive more when we appreciate what we already have. Remember, you need to have a clear idea of what you want, even to the smallest detail, by having a clear picture of what you want, and always to keep it in your mind. In order not to be just a dreamer, you have to believe that your wish is fulfilled. See the desired things already existing in your imagination, use them as if they are real, and be grateful that you have them. In the end, they will become real in the physical world, and not only in the mind. Faith and purpose make the difference between a scientist and a dreamer. You need to learn to use these two things. Knowing this, we must learn to apply desire. Our wish must be asked in the correct way for everyone. This is the rule for getting what we want. Once you know what you want, keep the desire in the mind, don't project it into the universe. It's more likely to grow in your mind than anywhere else. If you want wealth, keep a clear picture of wealth, and do not turn your attention to poverty, or study the opposite of what you want. Promote only what you desire. Be creative, not competitive towards your improvement. If you meet people who have problems, you don't have to feel guilty about their situation. Let them solve their problems on their own. Remember, even Jesus said, "Let the dead bury their dead." You cannot think about the past, because that doesn't exist anymore. You cannot act in the future, because this doesn't exist also. Therefore, you must act in the present, because is all there is, and you must act with faith. Don't wait, act now with your mind focused on the present. Don't wait for things, places, events, or people, act now. Remember, it is a substance with its own thinking, from which all things are made, and in its original form allows, penetrates, and fills the universe. A thought of this substance produces the thing imagined by thought. Man can create things in his mind, and by impressing his thought on the formless substance, he can cause the thing he thinks of to be created. In order for him to do this, he must first move his mind from the competitive to the creative plane, and he must form a perfect picture of what he wants in his mind. The one who wants and has full faith will receive the desired thing. He must now act on the people and the place where they are. Man must be greater than his current place. The world has been advanced by people ahead of their times. Every day can be a success or a failure. Don't leave a day without being constructive. Every action must be a success, and if all your actions are successful, you will succeed. Fill your life only with successful actions, and your life will be a success. You need to make sure that your actions are effective. Do all the things that need to be done today, and nothing that should not be done, or should be done on other days. Do it efficiently and successfully. You just have to excel on one field, and even so, there is the chance to not succeed if you are not efficient. We need to use our mental faculties as tools. Even if you don't have talent, you can develop one. If you are good at what you like to do, it is much easier and more enjoyable to do so. No one can take your place in what you do. There are endless possibilities. Practice gratitude as much as possible, and do not act in fear or haste. Trust that you will succeed in everything you do. In any activity, we must increase our sense of progress, which is in fact the impulse of the universe. Form your thought of progress in everything you do, even in the smallest thing. Feel that you are moving forward. Don't try to dominate other people. Influence people to feel progress in you, and in them. No matter what field you work, if you have the sense of progress in everything you do, you will be very close to the law of life, and you will be successful. You have to give hope and purpose to people, and you will have all the riches and love. Do everything with faith and purpose, and feel the progress. Do not wait for the opportunity to be perfect, act with faith and purpose. If a man has an advanced mind, with faith, and advances with a fixed goal of becoming rich, nothing will be able to stop him, or keep him in poverty. Remember to keep your mind on the creative plane, not the competitive one, because that's the only way you can work with divinity. It may not happen to you what you want, when you expect it, but keep the faith, and eventually, you will have that thing, or maybe something which is even better for you. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you will check out our full playlist. This is meant to help you save time and get huge amount of knowledge. This way, your life will get much easier and happier.